What's up, YouTube? Daniel checking back in with a new video on a new topic I want to talk about. I wanted to talk about um, getting clean and getting sober off of drugs. That's when the real work begins. That's half the battle. Half the battle is getting sober and clean. Once you're a drug addict for so long, you develop bad habits and a bad way of living, a bad way of thinking, usually a bad attitude about life in general. I didn't take that very seriously when I was younger. I didn't understand the concept of attitude, but now I'm starting to realize how important it is. There was a saying I used to hear about how there used to be a lot of motivational speakers in like the 80s and 90s to help people become motivated and what did they call it? There was a self-help revolution, and you could be anything you wanted to be, and you could be great, and you could do anything. And it was kind of interesting how it's kind of true in a way. You can be great, but to an extent, it's almost like it's not really true. A lot of that stuff is like false hope and false belief. It's a lot of how would you say, hype maybe? It was like a big hype thing, because there's tons of people that listened to those people and did everything they said and did all the lessons, and they never became that great. And it was really kind of messed up the way they left people believing that. I think a lot of the self-help industry is built on a lot of false ideas and bad philosophy maybe. But your attitude, what do they say? That your attitude determines your altitude. Your attitude is everything. And that's true, because your attitude determines a lot. Not everything, but it determines a lot. You have to have a good attitude. And your attitude is how would you say? How do you describe your attitude? Say it's like the way you live and the way you behave. So it's almost like a few things. It's like the way you behave and the way you think and the way you react and the way you talk. So there's a few things I think involved with attitude. Your attitude is almost connected with like your life philosophy, like the way you are and the way you deal with problems. There's a lot of different aspects to it. So that's interesting how that affects you. But as a drug addict, you're just numb to a lot of things. You don't know how to face it. You don't know how to be. You're just caught up in life and trying to be numb all the time and survive. It's almost like you're just a zombie in life. So after you get clean, you face the real problems, and you gotta pick up the pieces in life and try to get your life back together, which could take a long time. So it's almost like you can't really do anything that great unless you get off the drugs too. Like you won't ever have a life. And so when you get clean, it becomes hard to deal with life too, because you don't have anything to um, anything to to comfort you, feel better. And that's a struggle in itself. So you gotta find ways to deal with stress better in more healthy ways, and you have to be mindful. You have to learn to be mindful and get a better perception on life. Keep things in perspective. Really, that's the main thing. Keep things in perspective and try to develop a positive attitude. And that is really hard. I've been realizing that lately. So, a positive attitude can change your life. The only twist in it, I don't think the self-help gurus were right about everything they said. It was just a lot of hype, because not everybody's going to be super successful and super great. But you can be successful, a lot more successful, by changing your attitude and staying focused and working toward your goals. They kept it more in like a realistic perspective and said, I think there is a lot of truth to it. And a lot of people are caught up with bad habits in life, and there is a lot of truth to a better mindset and a better attitude. So if you get clean and sober, just realize that is going to be a big part of it. Changing your attitude and your focus and what you think about will help you to succeed. Having a good mindset. So just remember that. All right.